My name is Abdul Hakeem Muhammad, president of the Pen Files, author of the book From Pen to Pen. We bring to you another week, another episode of the transition of the acronyms. This week, we're going to go to the triple D threat, also known as decisions, decisions, decisions. Now, life is peculiar. Life sometimes throws you an opportunity. Life also throws you a test. Life might throw you a calamity. It may come in the form of death. It may come in the form of losing your wealth. It may come in the form of something you wasn't expecting. The point after that is, what decision are you going to make to move forward? What decision are you going to make to move forward? This is why the subject has been entitled Decisions, Decisions, Decisions. Because I wanted to touch base on a very important component that could be problematic. It could also be a situation that could be resolved, especially if you examine it, utilizing the correct tools, utilizing the correct components of examination. But if you don't, then you're going to end up where a lot of other people end up, tasting that bag of regret, tasting a big bag of regret. Now, this topic, also known as one moment. This topic, it's a touchy topic. Why? Because people, they aren't the same based off of making a certain decision. So that's what we're going to talk about today. This is another chapter of the book, From Pen to Pen, bringing to you another episode of the transition of the acronyms. A transition of the acronyms. We're continually traveling through on our journey and just seeing where we're going to end up at. Got a lot of chapters to go, but we just we just coming through chapter 10, and chapter 10 is entitled D, decisions, decisions, decisions. Okay. Why DDD? Because during this part of the journey, I was about to come to the end of my journey at the Community College of Philadelphia. My final year was fastly approaching. My final semester fastly approaching. The question was, what's your next move? That was the $10,000 question. What was my next move? However, my thoughts, my desires, my intentions was connected to one university. My thoughts, my desires, my intentions was connected to one university. I wanted to go from the community college to Drexel University. Drexel University was on my, it was highlighted as the school that I wanted to attend after community college. Remember back, you go to community, you be ready for any institution in America. If you attend the community college in Philadelphia and you complete it all the way to the end, especially if you do exceptionally well, you make the honors, huh? You make Phi Theta Kappa, huh? You do all the right things, and you complete it to the end. You now have the ability, the experience, the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding of surviving at a 4-year university. So my decision was, first, I need to attend one of these 4-year universities. The question is, which one? So when it comes to decision making, when it comes to having an idea, and you need some guidance, some understanding, what move to make next? What move is going to be the best move for me, for my life, and moving forward? That's what leads you to the timeout stage. Timeout. Timeout. And you got to really sit down and examine everything moving forward. Why? Because there's a lesson. There's a lesson in the process of making a decision. Yep, I got to repeat it. I have to repeat this. There is a lesson in the process of making a decision. What do you have to do? What's the process? First, you have to clear your head. Then, if you're religious, you got to put your complete trust in the one who you believe gave you the opportunity to get this far. As for me, it's going to be Allah Azza wa Jal, the mighty and the majestic. I got to put all of my trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. So since my belief is connected to Allah, my faith, my understanding, my knowledge is connected to Allah, that's who my complete trust is in. And whatever he guides me to, that's my decision. Whatever he guides me to, that's my decision. So once you make a decision, you firm in that decision. And then you turn to your Lord for whatever you want, whatever you desire. He will guide you. But you got to be mindful that what you want, what you desire, that firm belief that you have in that thing that you want, doesn't mean it's going to turn out that way. Doesn't mean the guidance is going to be directed towards what you intentionally had a desire for. Here's an example. Let's say you wanted to go to a certain university. You had intentions, you had a niyyah, intentions for attending that university. But then you submit all the paperwork that needs to be submitted. And then The paperwork comes back and it says, no. The paperwork says, no, you're not going to attend this university. How does that make you feel? How would that make you feel? You could take one or two positions. You could feel upset. You could feel like, hey, I'm not qualified, I'm not worthy. Or the second one, you can respect. You can respect what your Lord decreed for you. You can respect, appreciate, adore, and love what your Lord has decreed for you. Because what he decreed, that is what's going to take place. Regardless how much you try, how much you want, how much you desire, it's not going to happen. So like I said, I had this desire for this one institution, strong desire, passion, the likes. And it was based on so many things. It was based on so many components. It wasn't just, I wanted to go there because this is, it was based on some clear proofs and some evidences. One of them was, I'm coming from the behavioral health human service era. And since I'm coming from that era, I'm trying to continue my journey with the next level of behavioral health and human services. I want to continue my level on with behavioral health and human services. So I found out, based upon research, that one of the best schools, one of the best universities in this country is Drexel University. So I had a passion. I had a desire. I had a strong will and commitment for Drexel University. However, gotta go back to that point. Whatever your Lord decrees, that's the position you have to accept. Whatever your Lord, the one you put your trust in, the one you confide in, the one you believe in, whatever position he gives to you, that's the one you're going to have to accept. My heart, my passion, my desire was connected to Drexel University. My heart, my passion, my desire was connected to Drexel University. However, the one that I believed in, the one that I trust in, the one that I confide in wholeheartedly to the end, he said, no, you're not going to Drexel. Decisions. Yes, this is how it goes down. You're not going to be pleased with all of your decisions, but you have to accept them. You may not be pleased with all of your decisions, but you have to accept them wholeheartedly. But again, it depends on your connection. What are you connected to? Who are you connected to? Are you connected to a religious commitment? Are you connected to a higher power? Are you connected to a religious belief? It all falls. Each and every situation has a different category. But in the end, you got to always realize, in the end, every action has a reaction. Every action has something that's going to come behind it, whether good or bad. Good actions bring about good outcomes. Bad actions bring about bad outcomes. And these actions are only done based on what you committed to. You sign up for these actions, whether good or bad. The authority that you're given, it's yours. No one made you. No one put a gun to your head. The position you take, the positions you take. The positions that you take are the positions that you take. Whether you had some type of influence, whether you had this person saying this to you or that person saying that to you, in the end, you have to make the decision. Drexel University. That was my university. Drexel, one of the leading universities in the field of behavioral health and human services. One of the leading universities in the field of behavioral health and human services. My field, my specialty. My field, my specialty. My field, my specialty. Okay? Now, let's move forward. Once in a while, life gives you a chance to measure your wealth. Once in a while, life gives you a chance to measure your wealth. Sometimes you're called upon to make a split-second decision, to do the right thing, defining which way you're going in life. These are decisions that make you who you are. These are the decisions that make you who you are. Question is, did you identify with it? Did you understand it? Did you capitalize off of that moment and benefit? Ask the question. Think about that. Please think about it. So the best decision is the one that helps you and doesn't harm you. The best decision is the one that helps you and doesn't harm you. So I had to make that decision. I had to set my mind right, set my mind right, talk to my Lord, and make a decision. Like I said, I chose Drexel. Like I said, I've chosen Drexel University. However, Drexel University was not. Drexel University was not the school that I was going to attend. So that's one example. That's one example. of the decisions process. Okay? The question is, how do you deal with yours? How do you deal with your decisions when faced with them? What do you do? What do you say? How do you respond? What do you do? What do you say? How do you respond? Because we all know the outcome of a good decision is fruitful. We all know the outcome of a bad decision could be harmful. So think about it, my brothers and my sisters. Think about it. Contemplate over that process of making decisions. Those who have religious commitments, if there's a religious doctrine, a religious statement for guidance, utilize it. If there's a religious doctrine, a religious statement for guidance and helping a person make a decision, then use it. In my religion, we have a principle that we utilize. It's called Salatul Istikhara. Salatul Istikhara it's a prayer that we use for guidance. It's a prayer that we use for guidance. Because one thing you're going to find out in life is, man, sometimes he's just not equipped to make decisions alone. Man is not fully equipped to make decisions alone. So when a person wants to go into business with someone, he wants to know, is this person a good businessman? A person wants to get married. Is this the best person that I should marry? We can't see into the future. We can't see a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now. We can't see that. We don't know how this person is going to turn out. We don't know how this individual is going to turn out. But I know someone who does. So this is why I take my affairs to the one that's not going to steer me wrong. I have to take my affairs to the one that's in charge of all affairs, the one that's in charge of all events, the one that's in charge of everything that takes place on the face of this earth from the beginning of time to the end of time. That's how I try to make my decisions. That's how I try and implement and practice the art of decision making. Because there's no way I can see a mile down the block. There's no way I can see what's coming ahead of me. It's no way I'm able to see this. No matter how much I desire Drexel, my Lord may want Temple for me. My Lord may want Florida State. My Lord may want NCU for me. And Temple and Drexel is not even in the equation. These are principles. These are principles that have to be utilized when it comes to making decisions. Because a decision could do what? It could make you or it could break you. A decision could make you or break you. You sign your name on the dotted line, and the outcomes from that is going to be, it could be detrimental. The outcome could be catastrophic. The outcome could be overwhelming. But when you have a commitment, trust, technical difficulties, please forgive me. You have to look at what you want and how you're going to get it. When it comes to decisions, you have to look at what you want and then look at how you're going to get it, how you're going to achieve it. Like I said, you put good in, good's going to come in return. You put bad in, bad's going to be your reward. So when you're making these decisions and you know in your backpack it's full of bad, in your backpack, in your luggage of deeds, what's back there? What's going to support you? Who your support cast? What's going to help you in this decision-making process? What's going to help you get over the hump? What's going to help you decide in this affair in the best of ways? If you got a backpack full of bad, you got a backpack full of evil, you got a backpack full of something that's going to hold you down and keep you back. Whoever's back there, get them from back there. That's all. We have to acknowledge and pay attention to our growth and our worth. We have to acknowledge and pay attention to our growth and our worth. How did we get it? How did we achieve it? How did we come by it? Good only promotes good. Bad and evil only promotes bad and evil. So if you invest in good stock, your investment is going to bring back a good return. But if you invest in evil stock, your investment is going to what? Bring back an evil return. And whenever you invest, you're doing what? You're making a decision. Whenever you invest in your livelihood, in your family, the partner who you choose to be a part of your family, the decision-making process to get married, the decision-making process to have children, the decision-making process for employment, education, the likes. What is it connected to? What is the basis? And where is it going to get you? Support cast is very important. And I'm going to leave you with this. Support cast is very important. Until next week, guys, thank you very much for attending another episode of the Pen Files from the book, From Pen to Pen. Again, my advice, please purchase the book from Amazon. Purchase the book from Amazon, Barnes and Nobles. Till next week, my brothers. Peace.